Hello there, welcome. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do the single crochet, which is one of the most basic crochet stitches. So if you're ready, crochet beginners, let's go ahead. All right, so here I have a swatch of single crochet stitches, and you can tell it's quite dense. You can't really see through it. And that's really nice, especially when you need something, something that's heavy, that you don't want to see what's behind it, maybe a warm blanket or something like that. Now, in contrast, here's a double crochet. Same amount of rows were stitched in this, okay? I don't know if you can see that. So as the name suggests, the double crochet is twice as tall as the single crochet. This has a little bit more, let's say I call it holes in it. It's a little bit more flexible, has a little bit more drape. And of course, I'm using a very bulky yarn, so it's not that drapey. But in comparison to the single, it sure is. Okay, so the single is a very sturdy stitch. All right, here I have the chain stitch, which is our foundation. And if you don't know how to do this, there is a video. I have a video for it if you're not in the free course. I will put, and if you're watching this on YouTube, I will put a link in the description. If you're in the free course, it's lesson number 1. All right, so I'm going to go in right into this one. Let me see if I can get my little crochet pointer. Okay, so let's go. We're going to go right into this one right here. Okay, so all I'm going to do is put my hook into that loop. Okay, I got 2 loops on there. I'm going to take the working end of the thread. I'm just going to place my finger on there just to keep things in line. And I'm going to yarn over my hook. So you just do a yarn over. And I'm going to pull this yarn through this loop. Okay. Now, if I just drape it over like that, I'm not going to get very far. So I put, when I'm holding it, I'm holding a little tension in my left hand. Okay. So I'm going to just take it and I'm going to pull up a loop through that first foundation chain, or the foundation chain. Okay, I've got 2 loops here, and I'm just going to yarn over again. I'm going to make sure I have enough slack in here. I'm just going to tilt my head of my hook through and pull up a loop. Okay, that's the first single crochet stitch. All right, so let's do this again. This time I'm going to go into the this loop, which is the next one. Okay, I don't know if you can see that right there. Okay, so I'm going to put my hook through that loop. Okay, and with my yarn snugly in my left hand, because I don't want so much slack in the yarn, I'm going to yarn over while the hook is in the back of my work. I want to pull through the chain, okay? So I'm going to duck my head under and pull up a loop. Okay, we've got 2 loops. To finish this off, I'm going to yarn over again, keeping that tension just right, making sure my loops aren't too loose or too tight, and I'm going to duck my head and pull through those last 2 loops. Okay, now we have 2 loops. And now we're going to continue on into the next loop right there. Tuck my hook in, yarn over while it's behind my work, and pull up a loop. Got 2 loops on my hook. And just keep keep my fingertip on this just so they don't go all wonky. I'm going to yarn over again. I'm going to give my hook a little twist because it makes it much easier to pull through the last 2 loops. All right. And now we have 3 stitches. Okay, so do it again. I'm just going to pick up the speed a little bit to show you that once you get the hang of it, it really is quite easy to do and kind of meditative actually. So again, hook goes through the next stitch while it's behind my work. See how it's behind my work here? I'm going to yarn over, pull up a loop. So I have 2 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over a second time and pull through those 2 loops. And that, my friends, is how you do the single crochet. And I'm going to just take you all the way down to the end, and I'm going to show you how to start your next row. Okay, so here we are. I'm at the last stitch. You don't count this last one, which is our slip knot. But we're going to do the last stitch in our chain. And I'm going to put my hook through, yarn over in the rear, pull up a loop, give myself some space, yarn over again, and pull through those 2 loops. All right, so that is the first row of single crochet. And you can see how it makes these nice V's on the top. All right, and that's how you can count your stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. Just count those V's all the way down and make sure that you have the appropriate amount for your pattern. All right, so now let me show you how to create the second row. So once you finish, you're going to be working from right to left, okay? And once you're finished, you're going to turn your work. Okay, so now this is the wrong side, or the back side. Okay, now if I were to start single crocheting down here, I'm at the same level. Do you see how my hook, it would be really wonky to twist it up? So I need to give myself some height. I need to move up a little bit so I can actually have some room to work. So what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to chain 1. And in order to do that, it's very similar to the foundation chain. Okay, I'm here, and let me just get my yarn in place, and I'm here, and I'm just going to yarn over and pull up a loop, and that's it. Now I have some room up top. Okay, so now I can start crocheting back down the row from right to left. So again, keep my thread in my hands. I'm going to go into that first stitch right here. When I'm behind, I pull up a loop, yarn over, and there's my first stitch in my second row. And I'm going to go to the next one. Now you see how now it's like I'm going through these, I'm going underneath these V's. I'm not splitting them. I'm not doing anything. I'm just going underneath the V. Can you see that? Okay, I'm underneath the V. So now I'm going to yarn over. I'm going to pull up, just like we did before, yarn over and pull through. All right? Let me see if I can show that. I'm going to go right in through here. This is where I want to go in. Okay? So I have the 2 stitch loops over it, okay? And that's exactly how I'm going to do the stitch. Okay, so let's do that. There I am. Yarn over while I'm in the back, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through the 2. And that, my friends, is how you do the single crochet stitch. And all you have to do is just keep working it back and forth. You can make a simple scarf right now if you'd like to. Just make sure you have some nice chunky yarn. All right, that is it, and I will see you in the next video.